seen. YouTube changed their app, I guess, because it kept saying wrong orientation. Please go to advanced settings, and because it wanted it to be vertical instead of horizontal. Who the hell streams vertically? Anyway, VVS, as I call it, vertical video syndrome. Stop it. It's not the way people want to view content. Anyway, hi. Had to figure that setting out, which is redonkulous to the nth degree. But how is everybody? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. What's up with my hair? It's all funky. All right, welcome, guys. It's time to talk about Ahsoka, part 6. Far, far away. Ooh. All right. So, Trekyards, General Grievous, Eric Martin, Ozzy. You guys are all here. Tis your favorite underrepresented cyborg general who gets no flashbacks in new Star Wars. Sad Grievous noises. Sorry, Grievous. Hold on 1 second. Oh my goodness. Everyone cover your ears. There, that's better. Finally, everything's back to normal. Hey, you need more light in the episode. Why? Remember, folks, since he's not here, I blame Sam for the technical difficulties. Sam has nothing to do with it this time. No, Ozzy, every time there's a problem, you don't have to say that Badgie's playing with the internet. That gets really annoying. Joe Torres is here. What's up, Cap? ASMR with Captain Foley. Yes, hyperspace effect was Spaceballs like LOL. Well, they were going galaxy-ally. So yeah, it's a different hyperspace effect, and that's kind of cool, actually. So I had no issues with that. I really like this episode. Stepped its game up again. We got introduced. Well, we got this was the episode that's going to be like, okay, intergalactic. Yes, thank you. This was the episode that is like, hey, you know what we need? You know what we really need is more toys. More toys for people to buy. More 6-scale figures. So let's introduce a whole bunch of new figures. So yeah, we get Ezra Bridger, we get Thrawn, we get Enoch, the gold-faced stormtrooper, which is absolutely dope, and I need a figure of that. And even just the regular stormtroopers, all their armor being busted up, fixed with gold, which is a very Japanese thing to do. If a Japanese cup or plate breaks, they repair it and they fill the crack with gold, and it makes it more unique. So these stormtroopers had the same kind of thing going on, which I thought was great. Plus all of the the shins and thigh stuff, thigh armor, as well as the armbands, were all bound together with red. I thought that was amazing. I really like the Howler, which is the animal that Sabine rode. It kind of looks like a hybrid between an alligator nose, rat fur, and ears mixed with the horse, and then but it acted like a dog. I loved it. I thought it was great. General Grievous says it's like the speed in Stargate with a normal hyperactive, and say Asgard inhaled hyperdrives as Sirefield looked different. I think you mean Starfield, hopefully. That message hurt my brain. Marvin R says the reason the hyperspace ring is a ring makes sense now. Yeah, because it's gonna park the Star Destroyer inside of it to bring it back. Was calling that like when we first saw it. This is a great episode, and I enjoyed it because it expands the universe via its characters. Dun dun dun, as it should. Yeah, it was really great meeting the original Dathmari witches, which are on some other planet now. I forget the name of it. Begins with a P. But yeah, some good stuff. I needed that. Gold-faced stormtrooper reminded me of Gladiator. Actually, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Mordred from the movie Excalibur, which starred Nicole Williamson, and it was a really fantastic movie. One of my favorite movies, actually. So Excalibur from like '81, I think, might have been '79, somewhere around there. There was an excellent movie called Excalibur, and Mordred, who was Arthur's son, rode into battle with enchanted gold armor, but it had like a cherub styled face that was gold. That is what it reminded me of. Joe Torres says there's talk that the red bands on those troopers are a result of the mothers and that they're dead. I wouldn't be at all surprised, man. That's what they do, those Dathmari witches. Remember Balin? He was just gas, essentially, just a cloud of mystical mist. I got snoring pugs. You gotta see this. This is hilarious, actually. Really, guys? What is this synchronous snoring competition? Anyhow, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were dead. That'd be quite interesting, actually, kind of creepy as hell. But yeah, I like that. That's actually very good. And the red bindings are like the magical bindings that keep them alive. I think that's cool. General Grievous, it's called Hintusagi. Kintsugi. Is that why they repair it with gold? Eric Martin, gold-faced stormtrooper reminded me of Gladiator. Oh, I read that one already. Never mind. General Grievous said my phone messed up on me. LOL. That's always the excuse now, isn't it, Grievous? You've got multiple arms, though. You should be able to type accurately. I'm just saying. Is it gold or titanium? Well, titanium is not gold in color, so I would assume that it's gold. But I could be wrong. It could be anything, because not only is it not in the Star Wars galaxy, which is a galaxy far, far away, it's in a galaxy far, far away from that. So who knows what it is? Ozzy Maderos. I mean, I was watching on HDTV. It was showing it was light dark. I'm still confused. But that's okay. Daniel Grievous. The Night Troopers are an amalgamation of Night Sister Dark Magic and Red Bands are the same material in the Knights that the Night Sisters wear. Yes. General Grievous, they are undead to some extent. Long live the pugs and Dot. Indeed, Ozzy. General Grievous says Merrick was an inquisitor transformed by Morgan Elsbeth. It was a reference to the knight Merrick in Arthurian legend, who was turned into a werewolf by his wife, who was trained by Morfrey. Yes, there's a lot of Arthurian things going on this season for sure. Dave Filoni is heavily influenced. Really great, honestly. So, I am really enjoying. Did my signal just go to shit? Yeah, it did. Wow. Hold on. Oh. Hopefully that fixed it. Eric Martin said throne. He was thrown, was he? Sure wasn't a fan of force-sensitive people. No, he's not, and neither are the Night Sisters because they could sense the Force or the Jedi-ness of Sabine, but they didn't sense it from Balin, which was interesting to me. And then when they found out that he was a former Jedi, and they're standing there, they're kind of like, we can't trust him now. So yeah, absolutely. Sergeant Montgomery says, "What's up, everyone? Love me some Jiminy Cricket Rock creatures. Also, the tie-in of droids telling stories like R2D2 is telling stories." Yes, that was fantastic. I wish we'd see more of Ahsoka in this episode, but she's going to make a grand entrance next time, so that's fine. I had no problem with the way it kind of played out. That being said, it was interesting when Sabine found Ezra, and he's like, "I'm just so excited to go back home," and he walks past her, and she's like, "Yeah, about that. I don't think we might not be getting home." But they don't know Ahsoka's coming, so. General Grievous, Dave Filoni has a wolf fetish, lol. Balin Skull's last name comes from the name of a wolf in North mythology, if I recall correctly. I think you mean Norse mythology. Let me guess, your phone acting up again? Oh, son of a bitch. Ow. And we're back, everyone. Norse, I hate this autocorrect. They said Sabine had the stench of a Jedi. Yes, they did. Points for Hu Yang doing the long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That was great. Yeah, considering they're between galaxies at that point. So he's talking about, I like it. And he's seen all this. Like he's been through all this. He's 25,000 years old. Man, and still 78% original parts. That's pretty damn impressive. Yeah, the little teenage alien crab people, because they definitely look like Ninja Turtles. They were kind of cool too. Ezra's own band of rebels. I like that. I think that's kind of neat. It's weird. There's only 2 episodes left, and I need more. I already need more, and we're not at the end yet. So they're doing a really good job with this series, honestly. I'm super impressed with it. And I'm learning more and more about Rebels and Clone Wars and stuff all the time because I'm going through and watching the shows, plus hanging out with my buddy Ryan when I watch these, and he knows all about that lore. He was on here for my live last week, and he'll be back at the finale to talk about the entire series. I'm sure it's going to end on a cliffhanger. I just don't know what they're going to do with Balin, considering that the actor passed away. I kind of hope he dies in a fight. I love his character, don't get me wrong, but I kind of hope he dies in a fight with Ahsoka, because I would love to, much as I hate to say it, I would love to see his character die, just so they don't have to be like, find a creative way to write him out of the next season. I don't want him recast. I don't think that's a good idea. It's just, man, that's rough. But some beautiful visuals in this episode for sure. I do really appreciate the Star Destroyer just pulling up and all that damage from when it disappeared being like temporarily repaired. Wow. But yeah, and to see it docked, well, not docked, but like parked on that like obelisk or whatever was very cool. That's definitely going to be a toy or a statue at some point where you got like a Star Destroyer with that for the base. But yeah. Sergeant Montgomery says, I thought Blue Papa Smurf Elon Musk at first. He's definitely creepy. I gotta say, the eyes are what do it for me. Um, I don't know. I'm used to seeing like pictures of Thrawn from the comic books and stuff. This guy doesn't really fit for me, but I could be wrong. He could be perfect for the role. Like I said, I haven't watched the end of Rebels to see Admiral Thrawn in that. So, but yeah, I'm not super impressed with the actor that plays Thrawn, honestly. So I don't know what to say about that. General Grievous said Thrawn's ship looked good on top. Showed the damage from the finale of Rebels, where the space whales rammed into the hull of the ship and screwed it up. My only inconsistency was the bottom of the hull. Okay, good to know. Ozzy says, "Do you smell what the rebels are cooking?" Daniel's Hot Topics. Hi, Captain Foley. What did you think of when Sabine Wren found Ezra Miller? I thought that was great, honestly. I was glad it happened in this episode. I was expecting it to be a cliffhanger, and then we would find him in the next episode. And I gotta say, the guy they cast for Ezra was pretty fantastic. Definitely looks like the animated character, just with a beard. Even his eyes, like they probably have contacts, but it's perfect casting. So I thought it was great. General Grievous, the bottom of the hull in Rebels took a lot of damage, so I would have liked to see a bit more damage on the bottom, but it looked good otherwise. Okay. Thrawn is renaming his soldiers X-Troopers. LOL. You guys ever seen Frisky Dingo? There's like 2 seasons of an animated show called Frisky Dingo, and in that there's a team called the Xticles, and then the Decepticals. They changed their name. So yeah, the X Troopers is kind of funny. Anyway, moving on. If you haven't seen Frisky Dingo, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But honestly, you gotta watch Frisky Dingo. Sergeant Montgomery says, I think Sabine will kill Balin to build a lightsaber with his, what looks to be a kyber crystal belt buckle. Where did the kyber crystals come from? There is lore for that. I just don't know what it is offhand. I know the kyber crystals are definitely fleshed out and explained in the side lore, probably novels and or comic books. But yeah, I don't know. So sorry, you're asking the wrong person. My buddy Ryan would know. General Grievous, yeah, even in Rebels, Thrawn looked more like the books. The voice actor is playing the real life actor, but he needed some prosthetics for the chin and cheek structure. Joe Torres says, Eman Esfandi played Bridger. Cool. That dude Vince, guy playing Ezra, is spot on for the picture of his dad in Rebels. See? Awesome casting. Daniel's Hot Topics. Everyone thought the mural with Pierce Brosnan was a hint that the actor would be Grand Admiral Thrawn at the time. The mural with Pierce Brosnan. Where's the mural with Pierce Brosnan? That I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Eric Martin, just as clever as always, says message retracted. Daniel's Hot Topics. The name is Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn. The name's Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Give me some blue milk, shaken, not stirred. General Grievous, kyber crystals come from the Jedi planet of Ilum. Each Jedi goes to Ilum on a quest called the Gathering as younglings to meditate in a frozen cave. The kyber crystal chooses you. You don't pick it. Indeed. Sergeant Montgomery says, I think the kyber crystal Balin is wearing was his master's. Do we know who his master is? Do we know anything else about Balin? Is there anything in the expanded universe or in the books or comics or whatever that I don't know about, or legends about this guy, or was he just introduced for the show? That I don't know. I think he was just introduced for the show, and I really like his character. Like I said, it's a shame that the actor has passed away, because I really find this character awesome. I love his armor. I love his everything about him. So yeah. General Grievous says, unfortunately, due to Jar Jar Abrams, he turned Elam into Starkiller Base in his Wish.com New Hope ripoff. Really? He turned the Kyber Crystal planet into Starkiller Base? Eesh. Joe Torres, that's not the only place Kyber has come from or has been found. Okay, cool. You guys have to fill me in. I don't know the specifics on that kind of stuff. General Grievous says we don't know anything about his master. He is a completely new character. Okay. Daniel's Hot Topics. It was so exciting when they introduced a new galaxy in the show finally after 48 years of Star Wars. They finally introduced a new galaxy. I was expecting Thrawn to return with the Yuzan Vong. I don't know what the Yuzan Vong is. Is it like a bong? Did you mean to put a B there instead of a V? I mean, B and V, they rhyme. Oh, and Eric, I don't know if you're still here, but I got your shot glass up here today. So Eric Martin was kind enough when he was at Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto to pick this up for me, a Ripley's Aquarium shot glass to add to my shot glass collection for super chat shots and such. So if you guys notice the pinned comment, I am doing $20 super chat shots. If anybody wants to super chat in, it could get quite interesting, considering I don't know much about the source material. I mean, I know a lot about Star Wars, but the niche stuff, the Rebel stuff, I'm not the biggest on, and I'm here to learn just as well as you are. That's why I want to have a conversation. But if you get me alcohol, that could be quite interesting. I do have beer. I've been drinking my beer. General Grievous says, true, Kyber crystals were found on other planets like the holy planet of Jeddah in Rogue One and some other places. Ilum just had the highest concentration. The entire planet was made of crystals. Interesting. Sergeant Montgomery says, didn't they rule the galaxy before humans? Who ruled the galaxy before humans? That dude Vince, Yuzan Vong, is an overpowered race from the expanded universe. They have to be nerfed a lot to make live action, in my opinion. Okay, I still don't know what the hell anybody's talking about. The Yuzan Vong was an extragalactic alien threat that entered the Star Wars galaxy and waged a bloody war against the entire galaxy. It was so bad they forced the New Republic and the Empire to join forces against them. Wow. What is this, a comic book or a novel? Let me know. I also want to know, just put in the chat right now, what was your favorite part of this episode? Was it seeing Thrawn? Was it seeing the Star Destroyer? Was it finding Ezra? Was it the Howler that Sabine rode? Was it Enoch, the gold-faced stormtrooper? Was it the stormtrooper armor? I'm super psyched to see that stormtrooper armor and the Enoch character, because I want a figure of that guy. That is cool armor. So yeah, this was definitely, let's make more toys. Let's introduce more characters. So Yeah, let me know just quickly in the chat what your favorite thing is. We can maybe talk about each one. I don't have much else to say about the episode. I thought it was really well done. It was a good length. Definitely hit. There's a few points where I thought it was going to end, and then it just didn't. It kept going on, which was great. But getting to see Ezra, getting to see Thrawn and the Star Destroyer, it's pretty awesome, actually. Um, and I have a feeling they say that the whales go there to die, essentially, because it's a boneyard around the planet. The rings are made of like space whale bones, or star whales, as they called them. I think because the one that Ahsoka and Wang Chung, whatever the hell his name is in. I think because that one's so big, I assume it's one of the older ones. I assume it's going to go there to die. And as Thrawn said, if any of the star whales approach the planet, to obliterate them, which is going to be sad. So I think we can count that star whale out. Although I think he's already on his way out. That's why he's making this trip. So just calling it now. Sergeant Montgomery, the Uzan. Me neither, Captain. Daniel's Hot Topics. It was both the EU books and the comics. Look up the Uzan Vong, bud. I will not be doing that at any time soon. So, not important to what we're watching because they're not in it. That dude Vince says the Howler was his favorite. Yes, like I said earlier, it's kind of a combination between a horse, a rat, and an alligator. It's got like an alligator nose, but it acts exactly like a dog, which I thought was hilarious. It was so cute. I really enjoyed the Howler. Eric Martin, I liked the Star Destroyer, as did I. Ozzy said he liked all of them. Dorina, gotta be the introduction of the Chimera. It's seen better days, though. What is the Chimera? The Star Destroyer? I know what a Chimera is. But yeah. Joe Torres, I enjoyed Balin's skull talking about his past and talking with his Padawan. Yes, that was actually very well done. Talking about the old fairy tales and the stories that he heard growing up in the Jedi Temple. And she doesn't remember them because she doesn't remember the Jedi Temple. She was raised or trained out in the woods, essentially. And I loved his answers to things as well. Do you miss the Jedi Order? I miss the idea of it, but not the weakness that it became. I thought was great. I think he's still got a soft spot in there. But yeah, and I think his main goal, his main objective is to find an access point to the world between worlds, which Ahsoka was just in, because he said he wants to break the cycle, because everything, the rise of the Jedi, the rise of the Empire, it happens again and again and again. It goes in cycles. And the signal just went to shit again, didn't it? Come on, clear up, clear up. But he says, I'm looking for a new beginning. Hold on. And I'm back. Technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on, but it's pissing me off. Anyhow. Daniel's Hot Topics. How is Thrawn's Star Destroyer still operational after all these decades? There are no shipyards to go to repair it, which is quite fucking obvious by the repairs that were done to it. Very primitive repairs. Not even the main engines are working. Just the four small little ones. How's it still operating? I mean, it's still Imperial tech. I mean, it's still pretty cool machinery. You can maintain it. They've probably done the best they could cobbling things together. But that's a good question. Why is it still operational? Joe Torres, Thrawn coming out of the Star Destroyer, seeing all the troops was pretty badass. Dare I say, better than when Vader arrived on the first Death Star. Ooh. And seeing all the TIE fighters lined up as well. That was a nice touch. Peter the Caco, $5. So jealous London has it. Jersey Mike's. Yes, we do. Good subs, too. General Grievous, the three Night Sisters were called Great Mothers. They were very powerful. For instance, in a Clone Wars era, the head Night Sister mother, Talzin, was the only dark side user who scared Palpatine. Daniel's Hot Topics. You think the Star Wars is going to die? If it does, it will simply become one with the Force. I don't think the Star Wars are going to die, no. Darina, it's the name of the Star Destroyer, the Chimera. Okay, that's what I was asking. I was just making sure. General Grievous, yes, the Chimera was the flagship of Grand Admiral Thrawn. The Chimera is seen in the bottom of his starship. It is very rare for Star Destroyers to have emblems like that. Rank has its privileges. Yes, even Thrawn himself, because we know the Empire is kind of xenophobic. They don't like aliens definitely being in their ranks. But I know that General Thrawn is so good at what he does that the Emperor and the Empire tolerate him and got him in this position of power because he's just so damn good at what he does. Sergeant Montgomery, Mako, who here is happy the term midichlorians are not used? Never, ever again. It doesn't bother me the way that George Lucas explained it years later. It doesn't bother me that midichlorians exist. I'm glad it's just not something that's brought up repeatedly. So let's keep it a little more mystical and magical and not talk about the more sciencey aspects of it, how it works. Oh, I'm sorry, Daniel. I misread your comment. You said you think the star whale is going to die? If it does, it will simply become one with the Force. Yes, I do think it's going to die. It is the largest of the herd that they're in. This is where the whales go to die. As we saw, it's a boneyard. They even say that this is basically like an elephant graveyard. They come back here to die. So I have a feeling that the one that is carrying Ahsoka is going to be the oldest, the biggest, and is going there to die. So yes, I do think that. Daniel's Hot Topics. Do you like the new Dark Jedi Captain Foley? What do you think about them? I think that they are the canon answer to Gray Jedi or Balanced Jedi. Yes, I do like the Dark Jedi, actually. What do you mean canon answer to Gray Jedi or Balanced Jedi, though? Did they decanonize the fact that there are Gray Jedi? I didn't know that. I do like the Dark Jedi, though. I think that's an interesting take. And definitely what I would be if I was a Jedi, I think. Armando Rodriguez. I like the Howler and the camouflaged rock people. They were kind of cool, little crab people. Like little hermit crabs with little stock eyes. Sean says, I love the episode. I even liked it more than the Anakin episode because it did more world building, especially with Balin's character and the Night Sisters. Yeah, I don't know if I liked it better. I kind of preferred the Anakin stuff, but it was still a fantastic episode. I can see why you would say you would like it better. Ryan, the guy I saw it with, said the same thing. He's like, I don't think it's better than the last episode, but it's definitely just as good. It's on par, for sure, for that kind of thing. He was getting super stoked with the arriving in the other galaxy and explaining that's where the Dathomir witches come from and all that. I thought, he was really enjoying it, so yeah. General Grievous, I almost think it's going to sacrifice itself to save Ahsoka. Could be. That could be a thing for sure. Daniel's Hot Topic says, also, how did they survive? I doubt they had food and water for all these decades from the end of Rebels throughout the OG trilogy and 6 years after Return of the Jedi. They would have starved or dehydrated. Well, there's water on the planet because the Howler was drinking it. They could just shoot animals from, well, not from orbit, but from like the Star Destroyer and eat them. I mean, that's not at all out of the reach of possibility, or out of the realm of possibility. Gray Jedi are books and EU. Okay. Something Salty Trekker likes to remind me of all too well. Okay. That dude Vince says it's only been about 11 years since the end of Rebels, Daniel. Yeah, Daniel. General Grievous, there's native life on the planet, and the Night Sisters have survived there a long time, so I have no problems with food or water for them. Thrawn did say he had losses with his troops over the years. Yeah, and their armor is pretty messed up. It seems like they got in a few skirmishes here and there. Or as mentioned earlier by Joe, it could be that the Night Sisters or the Night Mothers are keeping them alive. And they're kind of in a half-dead zombie-like state. Those red bands wrapped around them, I could definitely see being some kind of magical incantation that like keeps them alive, maybe slows their metabolism so they don't have to eat so much. I don't know. Turns them into some kind of zombie. Maybe they are dead and they're basically just reanimated corpses. I don't know what to tell you. Mark Lawrence is here. He throws in $5. Dead Whales Making Up the Rings reminds me of the Voyager episode where Harry King gets swapped with a recent deceased alien in a burial ceremony. Yeah, that's quite an interesting episode of Voyager. Interesting take there, Mark. Sergeant Montgomery says, imagine being force sensitive in the proximity of when that whale dies. Those witches, mercenaries, Jedi, Uber, Jedi, and Padawan, they're all going to be going at it. It's going to be nuts. That's a mouthful. Sean says, ate the troopers, then resurrected them, is my guess. That's dark. Daniel's Hot Topics. Galen and Balin, or Galen or Balin, the dark Jedi guy, his apprentice is so hot, I would show her my lightsaber. I don't think she's hot at all, but to each their own, you know. She's all right. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers, but at the same time, I wouldn't say she's hot either. Millennium Lance. Night Troopers. Can't wait for next week. Night Troopers. General Grievous. They were mindlessly chanting Thrawn. So I am in their undead zombies camp. But you got to think too. I mean, even if they're not undead zombies, if this Grand Admiral Thrawn has kept you guys alive for all these years in another galaxy, you would develop a very interesting cult-like relationship, especially if he's hard with discipline. And I think that's the vibe that I got, that they're on Team Thrawn because he's kept them alive. But you could be absolutely right. Sean says, personally, I'd like to see more of Balin. He seemed to have a good idea that the old Jedi Order was flawed and needed change. Yeah. A lot of the Jedi shit doesn't make any sense. Like, no attachments and stuff does make sense, but at the same time, the Jedi Order was ramping up to fail, essentially. And that's what he said in this. The rise of the Jedi, the rise of the Empire. It's happened before, it'll happen again, and again, and again. And he's there to find the beginning. He's listening to the fairy tales, the folk tales, and this is the place to be to get a new beginning. Like I said earlier, but I don't know if you caught it because I think the stream cut out. I think he is there to find the entrance, or to find an entrance to the world between worlds where Ahsoka just was. because he does mention the Jedi fairy tales or teachings, and it seems like he's on a mission to do something. So Daniel's Hot Topic says a lot of Star Wars fans are like, "Oh my God, they introduced a new galaxy. Now that they may migrate to this galaxy, and that is how they might retcon the sequel trilogy. Oh my God, people, the sequels are not that bad. The Force Awakens isn't bad. Rise of Skywalker isn't bad for what it is. Try to fix some shit, but The Last Jedi is absolute fucking dog shit. Sorry to break it to you, but it's absolute dog shit. General Grievous, there is speculation that the coffins that are being loaded into Thrawn's starship are mummified Night Sisters who will be revived on Dathomir when they arrive. Night Sisters were able to raise the dead. Yeah, that's exactly what me and Ryan were talking about, because they mentioned the catacombs, and it's going to be at least 3 cycles or 3 days to take care of all that. And yeah, I wondered about those coffins. It's kind of the vibe that I got as well, and I think that would be awesome. Could you imagine? Like, Thrawn's plan is epic. If it goes through, right? Reminder to hit like. Yes. Olin Drab, just getting a chance to watch this now, so you're muted, but hi. Hi, Olin Drab. Hi, Olin Drab. Should I write on a thing so you can... Anyway, Daniel's Hot Topics. You think Balin is trying to find the world between worlds? Too bad we won't see any more of him. I wonder how they will write him out of the show. I was talking about that earlier. I kind of hope that his character dies before the end of the season. Hope he gets killed by either Sabine or by Ahsoka in a battle. Because, yeah, it's going to suck that such a great character is now going to have to disappear somehow. They're going to have to find a way to write him out. And I don't want him recast. I don't want to do a Poochie thing. Poochie died on the way back to his home planet. They're going to have to figure something out, but I don't want him recast. It's just sad. It's just sad, honestly. So... General Grievous says Sam Witwer did say he was in the show. I wonder if her will replace his role from the Mortis trilogy as the son. I don't know. Don Power Ranger. Dun, 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 dun. Happy Pepper on a Pizza Day. What? That dude Vince, I believe he played Merrick. Gotcha. Sergeant Montgomery says, I agree, Captain. Balin has his own agenda. He told his apprentice she was something else. Yeah. He was talking about Ezra. He said he was trained as a Jedi in the Forest or whatever. And she's like, just like me. And he's like, no, I trained you to be something more. Yeah, absolutely. Don says, gee, I love the Star Whales in Ahsoka. General Grievous, some people are already saying to recast him with Jared Butler, saying he looks similar. Does look similar, yes, but I mean, it could work. There's lots of ways to get around that kind of thing, especially in sci-fi. I just don't really. I think it's disrespectful to Stevenson. Is it Ken Stevenson? Yeah, I don't know. That's just a tough one. Daniel's Hot Topics. Balin looks so much like Count Dooku. It's awesome. Maybe a little like Count Dooku. Joe Torres. I hope Thrawn kills him. Thrawn would be a good choice to kill him. Peter Lukaku. Return of the Jedi was the worst of the original 3. Yeah, and Even Return of the Jedi wasn't that bad. I don't know why everybody shits on Return of the Jedi. The Ewoks aren't that bad, guys. Sorry to break it to you. Daniel's Hot Topic says Thrawn can't kill Balin. Jedi are notoriously hard to kill. More so Dark Jedi. Yeah. Ray Stevens, thank you. Ray Stevens, thank you. Ray Stevens, thank you. Or Stevenson. I think 2 of those answers are correct. Ray Stevenson, I think is correct. General Grievous, it's true. Balin wasn't blinded when she asked him if the power Thrawn was seeking was what they were after. And he told her no, because that kind of power was temporary and fleeting. Return of the Jedi on a bad day is better thought out than the sequels. Yes. The sequels would have been good if they had a plan for all 3 movies from the beginning, but they just didn't. We'll make this awesome one, and we're back in the Star Wars universe. Yeah, let's hand the reins over to Rian Johnson. And Rian Johnson is like, thanks for that. Gonna wipe my ass with that. Yeah. Now, let's fuck this up. And they fucked it up. And then J.J. Abrams had to come back in and go, all right, all these fuck ups, how are we going to fix this in one movie? Lots of fan service. The Emperor returns somehow. Sean says, I'd prefer that they give Balin a proper send-off or send him like back in time or something on a new adventure and recast with a younger actor. Not recast same age. He played the role too well. Yeah. Or have him be stranded on this planet. Have them all jump back except for him. You know? Daniel's Hot Topic says Star Whales or Purgles are cool. They can move between galaxies that are super fast. And it would have taken Voyager 75 years to get back to the Alpha Quadrant. And it was in the same galaxy. Yeah, it takes like millions of years to travel between galaxies. General Grievous, Rian Johnson was the incontinent dog dragging its butt across the carpet. Yeah, Rian Johnson, just a fucking idiot. Anyhow, him and Kurtzman should team up. Let's see what kind of pile of dog shit they can make together. Yeah, I don't know. So this episode was just as good as the last one for me, but for different reasons. I really wish there was more Ahsoka in this one, but she's going to be the main part of the next one, I think. And I love that at the end, through Thrawn gets told that there's a Jedi on the way. I say, oh, this wouldn't be the recently departed Ahsoka now, would it? No, sir. Uh-huh. Any Star Whales that approach the planet, please annihilate with extreme prejudice. I thought it was great. Sergeant Montgomery, maybe Balin is trying to go back in time like Ezra to change the events before the Jedi fell. Like kill Skywalker. Maybe. Or maybe he's going to go back even further than that. And reshape the Jedi Order to be something better. That he knows it can be. Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy are the true Sith of the Star Wars franchise. I think you spelled Sith, or I think you spelled shit wrong. Sorry. Dana's Hot Topics. It took the Purgles like 15 minutes to reach the new galaxy. I love Purgles. General Grievous, the Night Sisters seem keen to leave Peridia They're scared of some power there. The voice that's calling out to Balin still puzzles me. I wonder who it is. Yes, we didn't hear any representation of that voice, but he did mention it to his Padawan. Um, what the hell is this? There's a chat filter now. It was set to top chats only. The hell? Set it to all chat. I hate this new fucking update that they did for the YouTube app. It's dog shit. Everything's dog shit tonight. Oh well. Daniel's Hot Topics. Also, Captain Foley, remember the third episode of Ahsoka when Ahsoka was in the water and she went into the world between worlds and met Anakin? No, I don't remember that. When the fuck did that happen? Do you think that was real or a dream? I think it was real. Talked about that last week. That Anakin could have been a projection of her needing to figure some things out. Could have also literally been the essence of Anakin there. Me and Ryan had that conversation, so I'd suggest going back and watching last week's live. General Grievous, that was real. If it was just a dream, Jason wouldn't have heard the lightsabers and them fighting. Yes, that's what was implied by him saying that he heard that. So, Daniel says maybe the voice on Perida is Satan and he is trapped there. Sure. General Grievous, in fact, it was confirmed it happened. There you go. Peter Lukaku, Ryan Johnson directed and approved the script, but a lot of writers wrote that piece of crap script. Very true, very true. But based on director's notes and a director's vision. So fuck Ryan Johnson. Sean says, wondering if the power that the Night Sisters are afraid of is Filoni's version of the Fuzan Vong, or like ultra dark Sith. So many possibilities. This is how you do Star Wars. This is how you Star Wars. This is how you Star Wars. Sorry. Sean says, I'd say it was real. The kid heard the duel. General Grievous, Daniel, don't say Ryan Johnson's true name or he'll appear. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I think Eric Martin must have left because he hasn't commented in a while. He's probably sleeping. I think he's got narcolepsy. Anyway. Yeah, some great visuals in this one. Like I said, I definitely need to get a figure, like a 1/6 scale figure of Enoch, the gold-faced stormtrooper. I keep fucking spacing on his name. And even some of the other stormtroopers, just with the wrappings around them, I think look fantastic. I really like that look. It looks really cool. This is like the let's make new toys, because you got the Howler, you got all the new stormtroopers, you got Thrawn, you got the Night Witch Mothers, whatever the fuck they're called. You've got like I said, Enoch. You got the little crab type people. You got bearded Ezra. You got a lot of stuff you can make 6-inch or 6-inch. 1/6 scale action figures on now. So anyhow, Sean says, so do you think that they will manage to stick the landing by episode 8? Great so far in my opinion. I think they will, but I think it's going to end on a cliffhanger. I think there's going to be another season for sure. They're not going to be able to wrap everything up in 2 episodes. There's just absolutely no way. If anything, it's going to end on a cliffhanger with Thrawn getting back to the correct galaxy, and then it's like we gotta hurry up and wait for the next one. So, General Grievous, I wonder if Ezra is going to fight Balin next week. He is the only one who might stand some chance against him. I just don't know if he'll die trying to protect Sabine. That'd be sad. We just brought him back. Don't be doing that shit. I trust Filoni. He studied under Lucas himself. He has chosen. He has the closest gap. He is the closest gap of what Star Wars should be to Lucas himself, and still is on touch with him. Okay, that dude Vince would kind of suck if Ezra dies. All that build up and he just dies. Yeah, but at the same time, it would also suck if it's like this epic season 2 was going to be his time to shine. Now the actor's dead, so we got to write him off the show somehow now. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost better if he goes out in a blaze of glory in this season. So his character's spared the fate of fizzling off into nothing, because they made such an epic character with him. So yeah, I don't know. Hold on a second. I gotta check something. I'm getting messages flying across the screen, distracting me. Okay, not important. Not important. Not important. Sorry about that. All right, let's move on home. If you know, you know. Sean says, at that dude Vince, you know what would suck? If Luke dies after all that build-up. Oh, wait. Sarcasm, but still. Terrence Childs, I'm pretty sure that Thrawn is running with the devil, messing with those witches. Could be. Could be. Daniel says, do you think these shows will get more seasons because Dave Filoni is making a crossover movie that will bring Mando, Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and hopefully Luke Skywalker to tie everything up? Do I think the show will get more seasons? Yes. And I would... I'm looking forward to the movie. And yeah, I do think there's going to be more seasons for sure. My God, some people are so fucking stupid. Ay, ay, ay. All right. General Grievous says some people have put out a theory that the galaxy they went to is the Milky Way back when. Yeah, I said the same thing. It'd be cool if they came to the Milky Way, because it looks like the Milky Way when they show it on the map. It does look like a spiral galaxy like the Milky Way. And where the actual destination was is almost exactly where like Earth is in one of the spiral arms. It'd be cool if they showed up at Earth. And Olive Drab says, okay, this works. You watch the episode now? Terrence Childs, that man does not realize that his immortal soul is in danger. What man? What are you talking about now? General Grievous. Some have said the prophecy of the Bendu saying Thrawn's defeat would be many arms wrapping him in a cold embrace was twofold. First with the space whales, and later with the undead troopers turning on him. Interesting. Interesting. See, I haven't watched all the Rebels yet, so I don't know all that kind of stuff going on. So I appreciate you being here, General Grievous. I don't know where the fuck the rest of my moderators are. Fleet Pause seems to be out of commission. which he usually doesn't miss these, but Sean says Discovering Earth would give me mixed flashbacks to last season of Battlestar Galactica. Yes. Olam Drab says, yeah, I was in the middle of the episode when I saw the stream. Also, I guess it turns out we're in a barred spiral. Barred spiral real life? Terrence Childs, Thrawn is going to hell for all of this. Probably. Stop with the fucking... What's with the religious talk going on? Joe Torres, the new job has him busy tonight. Ah, I see. Well, that's all right. Real world. Yes. My brain's just not working tonight. Yeah, sorry guys. As much as I love this episode, there's not a whole lot else for me to talk about. Yeah. Hit the like button. We already have 34 which is pretty good. So how high can we get? I don't know. Terrence Childs. In the next couple of episodes, we're going to see a bunch of dead bodies walking around because of those damn witches. Yeah, I think we already have seen that. I think some of the stormtroopers, some if not all of the stormtroopers, might in fact be dead. Daniel says, what do you think about the CGI Luke Skywalker in 3 shows? CGI Luke was better in Book of Boba Fett and can't wait to see him in the movies and future seasons. Luke Skywalker rules. I've had no problems with the CG Luke, even in Mandalorian. I know it doesn't look that great sometimes, but at the same time, I know what they're doing and I know what they're trying to do, and my imagination can fill in the gaps of that doesn't look quite right. So, yeah. More Luke, please. He really got fucked hard in the ass in The Last Jedi, so he needs to be redeemed. General Grievous, let's aim for 40 guys and gals. Oh, so let's aim for 40 guys and gals. Yes, 3 more likes would be awesome to hit 40. If you haven't hit like yet, hit like. It's as simple as that. Terrence Childs, Admiral Thrawn is going to make himself more enemies than allies, tampering around with dark forces like this. Anyone with common sense would oppose him. Ian Archer says, cool shirt. Thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Schematics. It's actually very cool. Not Star Wars related, but... General Grievous, the reason CGI Luke was better in Book of Boba Fett was that they had more time. In Mandalorian, it was a rush job. They had 3 weeks before finishing production when they decided to de-age. It was a rush job. That dude Vince says, I'd love to see Cal Kestis show up in the movie. Yes. Lots of promise for that movie. And I didn't even know that was going to be a thing until probably 3 weeks ago when I was talking to my buddy Ryan again, and he had said that Dave Filoni's plan is to do that and have like a crossover movie that brings all these characters together, which would be awesome to see. 100%. Daniel says, fingers crossed Mark Hamill may return in the new Jedi Order. Will create... All he has to do is be a Force ghost and give Rey advice. Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery says cybernetic stormtroopers. I don't think cybernetic, no. I think mystically bound would be a better analogy. General Grievous, Marin versus Morgan Elsbeth would be interesting. Yeah, I've been trying to catch up with Clone Wars and Rebels. I'm just not quite there yet. I should just fucking power watch it. But anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really enjoying the season of Ahsoka, whether I know about Rebels or not. You can kind of see the large beats they're going for, even if you don't know all the intricacies of Rebels. So I'm super enjoying this season of Ahsoka. I think the last episode and this episode were probably some of the best Star Wars content we've gotten in a long time, and I want it to keep up. Only 2 more episodes to go, though, which is kind of disappointing, and they're not going to be able to wrap up this story adequately, I don't think. It's definitely going to end on a cliffhanger, and that kind of sucks. Night Sister stuff, probably a big hint. They got red cloth and, like, no cleaning. Yeah. General Grievous, hopefully Force Ghost Luke isn't drinking milk from the tap of a space walrus. Marin is from Fallen Order. Nice. Peter Lukaku, saw your rant alert video on the Tommy TOS Enterprise today. Off topic, but I'm pulling out of my purchase. I'm upset because I really wanted a real replica. Well, you saw my take on it. I'm still going to get it and enjoy it. So, sorry to hear that, man. General Grievous, the show is great, even if you haven't seen previous shows. Absolutely. Daniel says 2027 will be the 50th anniversary of Star Wars and is when the new Jedi Order movie will come out. And it can't come soon enough. But the next movie afterwards, Dawn of the Force, going all the way back. Yeah, I'm not sure I want a prequel like that, but it could be interesting, I suppose. Oh, and it goes on to say, is meh. Yeah, I agree with you. Sergeant Montgomery says, download all the episodes like Battlefield Earth with Travolta. Daniel says, would you like to see a movie like that, Captain, where they all go all the way back and show the discovery of the Force? I'm not excited about that. I'm not excited about that either, honestly. So I'm right there with you, Daniel. Terrence Childs, I truly hope that Thrawn fails and everything he does is he tampers with unnatural forces. Daniel says some things have to remain a mystery. Yeah, but corporations and producers don't see it that way. They're like, everything needs an origin story and an explanation. And we're going to fuck up your universe by doing it. Sorry. Chapter. I have a question for you. Message retracted. Thanks, Terrence. I think you meant to say Captain. I have a question for you. But that's all right. That's probably what you were correcting. Because you know I'd call you out on it. I'm sorry. Sergeant Montgomery says Balin goes back to become the first Jedi. There you go. That'd be kind of epically cool, I guess. He starts the real Jedi Order the way it should be, and then it gets corrupted, and then there's a rise of an empire, and then I said it in this episode. It's happened before, and it'll happen again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And as we mentioned earlier, that's very much like Battlestar Galactica. What's happened before will happen again. So, Daniel says, how was Thrawn defeated in the EU books? Did he die, and how? Anyone? That I don't know. You'd have to. General Grievous might know. Terrence Child says, do you think that the Millennium Falcon can defeat the Constitution class Enterprise? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Peter Lukaku, I hate that my imagination of the original trilogy is taken away, but everything being explained later on. You're one of those. You're one of those people. You ruined my childhood. Well, how? You still experience your childhood, and it's given you great memories up to this point. Why does that have to change by new content? Just partition your imagination drive, I guess, and keep your childhood memories in one part of your brain and enjoy the new content for what it is. That's what I do. Nothing that I see these days ruins my childhood. The only thing I'm upset about is like Transformers, for example. We got the fucking Michael Bay Transformers, which first movie wasn't that bad, but it was kind of shit still for changing the character designs and stuff. So I'm just sad that the newer generation doesn't understand what certain franchises are about because they're raised on the new shit and they haven't experienced the old stuff. And when they go back to the old stuff, they think it looks silly, or some of them really enjoy it, but they still can't get their brain out of this is my Star Trek, that's the old Star Trek, or Transformers or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's the sad part for me. But it doesn't ruin my childhood at all. General Grievous says, you just wait. Maul's lower torso and legs are at the bottom of the reactor shaft on Naboo, and Disney will make an origin story of his legs. Yeah, his legs grew a new torso and head. Space Boy 78 says he was stabbed by his bodyguard. General Grievous says Thrawn in the Legends EU was assassinated by his personal guard. Nice. Interesting. Daniel's Hot Topics. It would be cool if a clone of Palpatine survived Episode 9. I doubt Ian McDermott will return, but maybe a younger version of him. Yeah, and Palpatine's came back somehow again. Don Power Ranger. Dun, 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 Don Power Ranger. Sorry. Although there are some things I love best about all generations of Star Trek, genuine or not, I have nothing at all against those who despise modern Star Trek. Okay. Anyhow. Dudes, I'm running out of shit to say. I'm not feeling super talkative tonight. I don't know what's up. The episode was great. My childhood was weird. Raised by TOS loving parents. Then saw DS9 and Voyager. Saw TNG after Enterprise and couldn't get into it. What? Couldn't get into TNG? Oof. General Grievous, insert The Office. No, God, please, no. Clip. No. For no more Palpatine. Yes. That's funny. Well, no $20 super chats, my friend. Tis okay. There's only a little bit left. Probably 3 shots. It's all good. Eric Martin, he would probably super chat, but I don't think he's here anymore. But I even have his shot glass that he got me here. Oh, wow. Spaceboy78 says, hey, Captain, what was your fave episode so far? The last one, episode 5, or part 5, was my favorite. So, yeah. This one will probably be my second favorite. But, yeah, I think the last episode was a better episode. Just for me. A lot of people do really like this episode. I have no problem with this episode at all. So, but yeah, I don't know if it'll be interesting to see where the next 2 go. If there can be a one that'll top number 5 for me. Number 5, just that flashback to the Clone Wars and seeing live action Anakin, I thought was really fantastic. I really enjoyed that. And then the flashes between him and Vader were amazing. So, Peter the Cocko, $5. Thank you so much. I'm hoping if Disney creates a new Star Wars trilogy that it's so disconnected from the first 9 episodes that you can't call it Star Wars. But I'd want to call it Star Wars. I want it to be so disconnected from the last 3 sequel movies that it is Star Wars. General Grievous, one of these days when I get to Canada, we can talk Trek and Wars. By the way, what does your saber look like? Oh, you were paying attention. It's downstairs. I was actually playing with it earlier this evening. I will bring it to the next live. Not the one tomorrow night, but the next week's live on Wednesday. I'll show you. I don't want to get up now because I'll disturb the dogs and stuff. And if I do, I'm not going to go downstairs and come back up. I'm just going to go downstairs and be done. So it's long and shafty, and it's silver. It's got a lot of black on it though, and it's pretty cool. I was playing with it earlier tonight and trying out some of the features on it and stuff. So it was kind of fun. Yeah, the one from Comic-Con. That's the one I got. One of the TVX sabers. One of their new designs too. It's not even on their website. It was like one of the first times they had it was at this convention. So Sergeant Montgomery says, was Wes Chatham from Expanse played Captain Enoch. Holy smokes. Really? I did not know that. Now I do. Olam Drab, I will make a lightsaber out of a C-cell mag light one day. I don't see why not. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it there. I have been going nonstop today, getting that Rant Alert video filmed and compiled and edited. And I'm kind of just tired and seeing double at this point. So I'd like to thank you all for joining me for this live, and I will definitely be back next week, and I will bring the lightsaber. I should have brought it up tonight. I thought about it, but then I forgot it. So there, Charles, Captain, I have a question for you. Would you join Thrawn? Nah, I wouldn't. Fuck Thrawn. Peace out, Captain. See you next week. Yes. Peter the Cocko, what I meant was that the new trilogy that's being thrown around will have no ties to the past. It should, though. It should absolutely have ties to the past and make it feel like Star Wars. General Grievous, thanks, Cap. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Hit like and subscribe. Consider joining the channel for extra thank you perks and join us for lives and other Star Trek content. Thank you very much, Grievous, for that shout out. But yeah, I'm going to call it there, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow night if you're interested in the Lower Decks First Reaction Breakdown, or First Reaction Hangout. That's tomorrow night, so I'll see you for that. If not, I'll see you next week if you're only interested in the Star Wars stuff. Be back next week on Wednesday, and hopefully I'll be in a little bit better form for actually doing a live. I kind of apologize. I'm not in the best condition tonight to be doing so. So anyway, live logs and proper. May the Force be with you all. Yes, General Grievous, yes. Olam Drab says I'm also very sleepy. Yeah, I'm sleepy and I have a headache. So I think I'm probably going to head to bed soon. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have yourselves a great night. And Thursday and weekend. And I'll see you guys later. So until next time, Captain Foley signing off. Bye, guys. That's where the dogs start freaking out because they know that I'm done the live. See you guys.